Hello, my dear students, grade 3. Our lesson today, lesson 83. If we have this fraction, half, we can represent this fraction in many ways. First way, we can represent it using fraction model. If we have one whole and wanted to represent it and wanted to divide it into two equal parts, divided it into equal parts, each part is called half. Another way, we can use pictures or sets. If we have 4 apples, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Two of them are green. So, 2 green apples is half of 4. And we can represent the half in number line. We have a number line from 0 to 1. Okay, we have one whole and we want to divide it into two equal parts. Each part is half. So this half. This is 0 over 2. And this one whole, we know that one whole equals 2 divided or over 2. Okay, open your book, page number 78. Read the problem below, then show your work in the box. Number 1, as says that each of these models shows force. Do you agree or disagree? Explain your thinking in the box. The first one is fraction model. Divided the circle into 4 equal parts. Each part is called fourth. So this fraction model represents fourth. This set has 4 apples. One of them is red. So this one is represent fourth. Okay, we have a number line from 0 to 1 and divide it into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each part represents fourth. So we agree with this. Do you agree or not agree? Yes, we agree. Okay. Why? We know that we can represent fractions in many ways using fractions. We can use fractions model or picture and sets or number line. Okay. Before that, we used the number line to represent unity fractions. Today, we are going to use number line to compare unity fractions. When we compare unity fractions, the size of one whole of these fractions must be the same. When we represent unity fractions on number line, we know that the size of one whole is itself or is the same. So, if we have these number lines, two number lines, this one and this one. And we want to divide them into halves and fourths. We will divide the first one into halves. So we have a number line from 0 to 1. This from 0 to 1. first one divided it into halves. How many halves in one whole? Two halves. So we must divide the number line into two equal parts. So divide it from here. This part from 0 to this part is called half. And from half to 1, this is another half. So from 0 to 1, we have two halves. 2 over 2. So we know that 1 equals 2 over 2. The second number line, we want to divide it into fourths. How many fourths in one whole? Yes, 4 fourths. So we must divide the one whole into 4 equal parts. How can we divide one whole into equal parts? At the first, we divided it into 2 equal parts. After that, divide each part into 2 equal parts. So now we have 4 equal parts. From 0 to this point, we have 4. And from 0 to this point, we move 2 fourths. Then from 0 to this point, we move 3 fourths. And from 0 to 1, we move 4 fourths. So 1 equals 4 fourths. Okay. We want to compare half and fourth. Which is more than half or fourth? Which is half and fourth? Which is more than? From the number line, we know that this half, and this is fourth. We know that the size of half is more than or greater than or larger than size of fourth. And we know that half is nearest to 1 and fourth is nearest to 0. So half is more than fourth. Or the first number line, we divided it into 2 equal parts. But the second number line, we divided it into 4 equal parts. In the first one, we divide it into less number of parts, so we get big parts. At the end, we know that half is more than fourth from the number line. Back to our book, the next page, page number 80. Here we have 2 number lines. The first one represents half. We must represent half at the first one. The second one, we want to represent fourth. So, to represent half, we must divide it into 2 equal parts. Okay, so at this point, this is half. The second one represents fourth. To represent fourth, we must divide the number line into 4 equal parts. To divide the number line into 4 equal parts, at the first we divided it into 2 equal parts, then divide each part into halves. So now we have 4 equal parts. Each part is represent fourth. Here we have fourth, here we have 2 fourths, and here we have 3 fourths, and here we have 4/4. So this part represents fourth, and this part represents half. Okay. Use the number lines above to help you compare the fraction. From the number line, which is more than, half or fourth? Yes, half is more than fourth. Independent practice. Direction. For each problem, divide the line into the proper number of fractional pieces. Label the unit fraction and then color to show the distance from zero, like in the group practice last. Record your comparison using more than or less than. Okay. This line, the first one, we want to represent the half. So we divided the number line into two equal parts. Each part represents half. The second one, we want to represent third. So we must divide the number line into three equal parts. Three equal parts as we can. Okay. Each part is represent third. So this is third. Here we have from 0 to here we have 2/3, and here we have 3/3. Okay, here we have two halves. Using number line, which is more than half or third? Yes, half is more than third. The next page, 6 and third. In sixes, we must divide the number line into 6 equal parts. To divide the number line into 6 equal parts, at the first we divided it into 3 equal parts as we can, from here and from here. And then divide each part into halves, from here and here and here. So the first part, this part is represent 6. So here we have 6. From 0 to this point we have 2 6s. From 0 to this point we have 3 6s. From 0 to this point we have 4 6s. From 0 to this point we have 5 6s. From 0 to 1 we have 6 6s. Okay. To represent third, we must divide the number line into 3 equal parts. Each part is represent third. So from 0 to this point third, from 0 to this point 2/3, from 0 to 1 we have 3/3. Use the number line above to help you compare the fraction. Which 6 and third? Yes, 6 is less than third, because the size of 6 is less than the size of third. Okay. Fourth and eighth. To represent fourth in the number line, we must divide the number line into 4 equal parts. Divide it into 2 equal parts at the first, then divide each part into 2 equal parts. Each part represents fourth. So here fourth, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. To represent 8, we must divide the number line into 8 equal parts. At the first, divide it into 2 halves. Then divide each part into 2 halves again. And here we have 4 equal parts. Then divide each part into halves. Here and here, here and here. So each part represents 8. So here we have 8, 2 8, 3 8, 4 8, 5 8, 6 8, 7 8, and 8 eighths. So compare fourth and eighth. Yes, fourth is more than eighth. Eighth and sixth. Divided it into 8 equal parts. At the first, we divided it into halves, then into fourths, then into eighths. Each part represents eighths. So we have eighths. 2 eighths, 3 eighths. Represent sixes. At the first, divide it into 3 equal parts, then into 6 equal parts. Each part represents 6. This part represents 6. So compare 8 and 6. 8 and 6. From the number line, we know that 8 is less than 6. Solve this problem and this problem as we solve the previous problems. Number 2. Omar told his sister that 8 is larger. Sorry, 9 is larger than 8 because 9 is more than 8. Do you agree or disagree with Omar? Circle 1. Agree or disagree? From the previous, we know that the smaller denominator, the greater fraction. So 8 is the smaller denominator. Then 8 is more than 9 because 8 in denominator is less than or smaller than 9 in denominator. Prove your thinking by, so we agree or not or disagree? Yes, we disagree. We disagree. We will circle disagree. Prove your thinking by drawing number line to compare. Solve this problem with your own.